In the past I've expressed some skepticism about putting too much effort and cost into reducing the weight of your bike. That's because, for instance, if you take your average road bike and reduce its weight by about 10%, let's say 1 kilo, when you look at that weight loss in comparison to the total system weight, that is the bike and the rider and their clothes and all the other paraphernalia around it, it only equates to about 1% loss in weight or mass. Now if you're a pro, that 1% may be important. However, for me, the average cycling Joe, or rather the average cycling Terry, it's neither here nor there. Having said that, I have to admit, the weight of a bike is much more than about the physics. For instance, a lighter bike does feel much better when you're riding it, particularly on climbs. So reluctantly, well perhaps not that reluctantly, I'm going to investigate reducing the weight of this bike, my Orbea Gain M20 e-bike. After I unpacked it, I weighed it and it came in at 12.6 kilos. That's actually quite good, I think. We'll see what we can do in terms of reducing that even further and how much it'll cost. Over a series of videos, I'm going to be looking at reducing the mass of this bike by changing some of the components. This is the first of that series, and the first item I'm going to look at is the saddle. So let's go over to the bench and see how I can reduce the weight of the bike by changing the saddle. The saddle that came with my Orbea Gain M20 was this SLR Royale Asphalt GF. It's a fairly standard saddle. It's got steel rails, a plastic base and a plastic softish cover. So it's got a bit of give in it. It's not the best saddle I've ever had. It's okay. I wouldn't like to ride it for more than about 100 kilometers. However, let's see how much it weighs. This comes in at 304 grams, which is not too bad for a bog standard saddle. However, I could do better. In an earlier shorts video I showed this saddle, although it was white at the time. This is a SLR Titanium. I think it's a chopped carbon fibre injection moulded base. It's got a bit of give in it. I picked this up for, I think it was £5 at a car boot sale, so that was actually quite a bargain. And its mass is 147 grams. So for this £5 I've managed to save 150 grams. However, I thought I could do better. And one day while I was on AliExpress, I found this, which is a full carbon fibre saddle. You can see the carbon fibre weave on there. This has carbon fibre rails at the bottom and a carbon fibre top. There's no padding on this, and when I try to flex it, it feels very, very stiff indeed. I paid only about £14 for this. So if I weigh that now, it comes in at 122 grams. So the difference between this and the original asphalt saddle is something like 180 grams. This saddle is very light and it looks very uncomfortable. I'll report back in the future to see whether it breaks or not, and also how comfortable it is. For the saddle alone I can save well over 150 grams. That car boot sale saddle comes out at just £34 per kilo of weight saved. But buying that was a bit of a fluke. The AliExpress one comes out at £116 per kilo. But that's only valid if it doesn't break and it's comfortable enough. Out of interest, I looked at the cost of upgrading from Shimano 105 to Ultegra, and that works out over £1,000 per kilo. On that basis, these saddle upgrades look good value. In future videos I'll be looking at further upgrades. I've been talking about weight loss, however I should be talking about total system weight, not just the weight of the bike. And to that end I started with myself. And I had a haircut. This didn't cost me anything, and it saves about 5 grams in weight. I did it myself, can you tell? From me, for now, is goodbye.